Hi, I'm Jackie Van Ruler, creator of the Flow Method, and I wanted to congratulate you for taking the first step to learning how to age gracefully. And in this video, I'm going to go over a little bit of the science behind this, so hang in there with me. I swear that you'll find this fascinating once you realize what's going on. So I hope you've downloaded this little handout that I've given you, talking about lymph flow and the fountain of youth. And lymph really is the fountain of youth. If your lymph is flowing and moving freely within your body, you're going to stay younger longer. And I'm going to explain why. So lymph is your body's sewage system. It literally is like a mountain stream that's flowing through and between all the cells of your body, and it's collecting cellular waste, it's collecting toxins, it's collecting things that shouldn't be there. And then it's removing those from the body. So it's kind of like a fish tank. If that water is clear and there's plenty of nutrients and all that stuff in the water, the fish is going to live longer. If you don't clean out your fish tank regularly, if you don't have a filtration system, your fish isn't going to live as long. Same things happen to your cells. So what happens is that your fascia, which is like the structures, everything that forms the structure of your body. So it helps to support blood vessels, it helps to support lymphatic vessels, it surrounds muscles and helps to support muscles in holding your body in certain situations. But fascia can form like a little dam that prevents the flow of your lymph. So when fascia becomes adhesed to each other, it actually blocks the flow of lymph. So this happens like if you're on your computer a lot or you're carrying a lot of stress in your neck and shoulders, right? Your shoulders go up like this, your neck goes like this, and your fascia is like, cool, I'm going to help you hold your body in that position so your muscles don't have to work so hard. And so it forms all these adhesions. And it does this in every part of your body. And, in the morning when you stretch, that's when you're kind of getting rid of some of these fascial adhesions that happen overnight when your body isn't moving as much. But it happens in your neck when you're constantly like this, your fascia is just going to hold your body in that position. So I'm going to show you some ways that you can help to break up those fascial adhesions so that lymph can move more freely through your neck. Now you have a third of all the lymph nodes in your body are between your chest and your lower jaw. So if you don't have lymph moving freely through here, it's also going to block the movement of lymph throughout your entire body. So just take a look at your little handout here, and we're going to look on the left-hand side here where it talks about stagnant lymph. If your lymph is stagnant and stuck, basically what's happening is that slow-moving mountain stream is now dammed up. So now you're forming this little mucky pond that has dirt and debris and toxins, and it's just staying stuck between all of your cells. And all that stuckness between your cells with all the toxins and dirt is inflammation. So in your skin, that inflammation can lead to rosacea, acne, redness, puffiness, bags under your eyes, all these things that we don't want to be happening. Now on the other side, you see that if the lymph is moving freely, it's taking all those toxins and it's taking them and removing them out of the body. Then your cells are closer together. Your cells are sharing oxygen and nutrients. And when that happens, your cells live longer. We want our cells to live longer because the longer our cells live, the healthier they are. And this happens because every time your cells replicate, the telomeres at the end of your DNA get a little shorter and a little shorter and a little shorter. And when this happens, your cells start to work less well each and every time, right? Things start to happen in some of your cells. You may notice that you get like memory loss or brain fog or arthritis or stiff joints. All those things are happening because you have inflammation and your cells are dying more quickly. If you can keep those cells alive, healthy, and functioning well, you're going to live longer, you're going to age much better. So I'm going to move into the actual technique. So I'm going to use these two tools. I would suggest that you choose one or the other. These are available on my website. And the reason that I recommend these two tools is because they were designed specifically for doing this type of work. You can see that they have a very thin edge here. They're very thin, smooth, and they're designed for the contours of your face and your neck. So this is the dark green jade nephrite. This is designed by Cecily Braden of Beauty Secrets. And this is the muaccate jasper, also designed by Cecily Braden in conjunction with Apoterra Skincare. Now you may already have a gua sha tool. I recommend choosing one of these or something very similar to it because of the way that it grips the skin, and as you can see, we're going to be doing a little bit of stretching on the skin, and this stretching helps to release those fascial adhesions so that lymph can flow. Other gua sha tools are not made for this particular movement, and so that's why I do recommend doing one of these. So I'm going to start with the dark green jade nephrite, and this one has this little ridge on it here, and this ridge is designed to grab the skin and to do a little bit of pulling. I'm going to have you take a quick peek at my skin. I haven't done this technique in several days because I wanted to show you the effects of what this does. So as you can see, I have some puffiness in here, some droopiness in this area. I've got some, puffiness under my eyes, and even like some dark circles. So I'm just going to show you as I do this how a lot of this is going to go away. Now I'm just going to work the neck, and so you may see a big difference just from that. You might be surprised. So I'm going to hold the skin here. I'm using this ridge and I'm holding it flat, like just flat to the surface of my skin. And as I'm holding here, I'm doing a slight pull, a slight stretch directly underneath of my clavicle area. And as I'm doing this slight stretch, what it's happening is those fascial adhesions are becoming undone. And so when you're doing this on your skin, what you're going to notice is that the skin is going to become very soft, because when your fascia adhesions are released, your fascia holds on to more moisture. And so if you've ever had that super, super dry skin, that you're like, no matter how much moisturizer I put on, it doesn't work, this is your antidote to that. Now the other option is that you could use this serrated edge here and use this more at a 90-degree angle. So I'm holding and pulling, holding and pulling, holding and pulling. Now notice that just from doing that small move, notice how much more contoured my jawline is already. Do you see that? So I'm already just opening up some of those channels for lymph to move, and it's already made a difference on this side of my face. So next I'm going to use this little guy here, and I'm going to put my clavicle between this little notch. And again, I'm holding that skin. I really want to support it. Those stretches that I'm doing are super small. And it's more of a stretch than a pushing in of the skin. Should never hurt. If this hurts, you're using way too much pressure. It's more of a pulling than a pushing, if that makes sense. Now this is a little awkward on the hands, I admit. If that doesn't work, you can also do it this way. Now I'm doing super slow. This whole routine that I'm doing will really take you less than 5 minutes. So once I've done that, I'm going to use this little waved edge here. And I'm going to start on my shoulder. And I'm pushing this up. Now I'm doing this whole routine without any products because I want to get that stretch. If I'm using an oil or a moisturizer on my skin, I'm not going to get that same little stretch. Now you don't have to do quite as much supporting right here over the trapezius or the shoulder muscle. Come up there, and then I'm going to use the same ridged edge, and I'm going to work all the way around my neck. So it looks like this. Hair is trying to get in the way. So I'm using front and the back of the neck. Working out the back of the neck is really important because the back of the neck can get super, super tight. And then I want to finish off by working with the SCM, and that's this muscle that goes from the top of the chest bone here all the way up to the ear. I like to call this the movie star muscle You'll notice that most movie stars and models and actresses have a very nice, firm SCM. So again, I'm supporting that skin. I'm kind of doing this at a 90-degree angle, but I'm not pushing in. It's more of that pulling effect. All right, so look at my face now. So just from working the neck, look at how much more contoured this has gotten. Do you see how much of that fluid that I had in my face has been able to drain? And that was just from working the neck. That was probably about a 5-minute routine, maybe a little bit more just because I was explaining some of those moves. But you can see that this is already a little more boosted. I haven't even like touched this part of the face yet. And you can see a little bit of drainage has come out of here. We'll probably have to do some face work in order to really get this all drained out and more contoured. But I just wanted to show you just what working the neck will do. And if you're doing this on a daily basis, this is just gonna get better and better and better each time. So now I'm gonna show you the other side with this tool. This is a really great tool to work with because it kind of has multiple uses. For those of you who do decide to go through my full Give Yourself a Facelift program, you can use this edge here for activating some of the reflexology points instead of the reflexology detector if you are low on money. I do recommend the reflexology detector because it's metal and it does conduct energy better, but that's one of the really cool uses of this tool. But just like the other tool, I'm going to use this serrated edge here right underneath of the clavicle. And again, I'm supporting that skin, giving that slight stretch. I'm trying to go all the way out to the end, and if it doesn't work that way, just support here. Come out this way. A lot of us have really, really tight pectoral muscles right underneath of here. And so this feels really good to work that out. It can also help with keeping our shoulders back instead of rounded forward. And again, once I've done this, this should feel super soft. Now I'm pulling up some redness, that's normal. It should be like a nice pinkish color, not super red and irritated. Now I'm gonna work this little end of the tool over the clavicle. Again, I'm really just holding and supporting that skin, especially in this area. If your skin tends to be more wrinkled or more crepey, you'll want to go a little lighter in this area. I'm going to do about 5 with each one. Then I'm going to use this whole scooped area here to work from the shoulders up to the neck. I don't have to hold it quite as much here just because the skin is more firm. I'm gonna do some more just right up here, right up into the base of the skull. And this feels so good. I'm gonna come and just work from the base of the spine, or the top of the spine, or the top of the shoulders, sorry, to the base of the head and the back. Probably can't see that, but I just have this right over the spine. I'm gonna be sure I come up in front and really, really supporting this skin. All right, so that's all there is just to the neck routine. If you continue to do the entire facelifting program, we're gonna work about to show you how to tighten your jawline, how to work above and around the lips, how to lift your cheekbones, how to remove puffiness from under the eyes. We can go into how to get rid of dark circles. So if you have dark circles under your eyes, you probably have thought that that's not a possibility to remove. We talk about any wrinkles, how to reduce the appearance and what you can do to make them look less obvious. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. I would love to hear what you've noticed when you do it. You're gonna notice that your skin is softer, your neck will appear longer and more elegant, hopefully even back in better alignment, and you'll probably notice a decrease in puffiness. You can already see that just from doing that, I have a much more thin jawline here. You can see that both of these areas are already less puffy or less saggy, and that underneath of here is less puffy as well. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in my Give Yourself a Facelift course.